Welcome back Linux lovers. In today's video, we are going to explore the useradd command in depth. This is a continuation of the previous video, Master the Linux useradd with 16 practical examples. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced Linux user, understanding how to create new user accounts and the use of its different options are essential. This will be a complete guide to useradd command in Linux with practical examples. So let's dive right into it. In our previous video, we completed the points 1 to 6. So we ended up with creating a user with a password. Today we'll talk from point 7 to 16. The last 3 points, point 14 to 16, are advanced usage of the useradd command. So it will contain all the options of useradd command that we learned from the previous video and this video. So let's begin. Now we are in the 7th option. So we'll move back to the terminal. In Linux, every user has their own user identification number or a UID. Whenever we create a new user account in Linux, it assigns the user ID 1001, 1002, 1003 and so on by default. But we can create users with custom user IDs with the -u option. For an example, if you try to create a user using the useradd command with the -u, so we'll say the username is tech uid. So we can specify the desired user ID number with the -u option. So we'll say it is 1005. But here you have to make sure this UID does not exist. You can verify this by analyzing the passwd file with cat command. So we'll open another terminal. Now we'll type cat etc passwd. Now the last user ID that we have used for the user John is 1005. So if we are creating the user for TechUID, we can't use the 1005 number as the user ID. Instead, we can use 1006 or another number. So for this user, we'll pick 1010. We'll press enter. Now again, we can analyze the passwd file. So here the user TechUID is created with the user ID 1010 and its home directory is TechUID, but we did not create it using the -m options, so it will not be visible. Similarly, every user has their own group identification number. Now for the TechUID, this is the group identification number. It is 1010. We can create users with specific group IDs as well with the -g option. So this would be the 8th command that I am going to show you. So it is to create a user with a specific group ID. So we can create users with specific group IDs as well with the -g option. But here the group ID is not created automatically, but the group should exist. So we can see the existing groups by viewing the group file. So first we'll cat, then etc group. Now you can see these are the existing groups. So if we want to add the user using the -g to the group 1003, so this is the group that I am going to assign the new user. So I can specify the -u option to give a user ID. So we'll say it is 1009 and the group ID is the 1003 and my username is techgid. So when we run this command, it will create the user with the user identification number 1009 and this will assign the user to the group 1003. So the command is a bit wrong. Here there's an additional E for sudo. Yeah, again it is wrong. Make sure you type the command correctly. Okay. It seems okay now. Yes. So we will open the group file again and see. We have not created the new group, but instead we are using this 1003 group. So if we open the passwd file, you can see the user techgid is created and the user ID is 1009 as specified in the command, and the group ID is 1003 as specifies with the -T option. Now with this command, you can't create a group, but it will assign the user to existing group. Now the next thing is to add the user to multiple groups. So we'll go back to the terminal. We use the simple G option with the useradd command to add the user to a specific group. But here we are using the capital G option. With the capital G option, useradd command allows to add the user to multiple groups. So the command is sudo useradd, then capital G, then the multiple groups. We'll say the group A, group B, then group C. So each group has to be separated by a comma, and there should not be any spaces between two groups, and then the username. Now to execute this command successfully, the group A, the group B and the group C should exist. So I will show you how to create 3 groups using the group add command, and then we'll add the users to these groups. So group add, what this command does is it adds a group. Our group name is admins. So this will create the group admins. Then another group, then the other group is so the first group is admins, the second group is web admins, the third group is developers. So now we are going to add the user with the capital G option to admins, then web admins, then developers. So the username is tech group. We are going to create the tech group user and add him to the admins, web admins and developers groups. So there's a basic command in Linux called id. So it can be used to get the user ID and the GID or the group ID based on the options that we are going to use. So with id command, we can get the group ID, and if we use n, it will display the group name for the user tech group. So this will list down all the group names that the user tech group is belongs to. So the user tech group is now added to the admins, web admins, developers, and also to the group called tech group by default. So if we run the same command without the n option, it will give us the GID of the each group. Now there are some cases that we want to create temporary accounts for a specific period of time. Now when this period is over, the account should be automatically expired. So in such situations, we can use another option called -E date. So next, we will see how to create a user with an account expiry date. Now we will clear the terminal again, and the command is for that is useradd with the -E option. We'll say that we want to expire the account that we are going to create by 30th of August. So we'll fix the date The day should be in the format of YYYY, then 2 M's that is for month and 2 D's that is for dates. So 2023-08 that is August, then 30th, then the username or the account name techexp. Now we will assign the password for techexp user. Sudo passwd techexp. Now the password is set. Now to verify the age of the account and the password, we can use a command called chage. So what this command does is, it changes the user password expiry date. So we'll type chage or change age, then -L to list down the information of the techexp user. So you have to use this command with the sudo privileges. Now it will give some information. So we will just discuss the information that we got from this command. The first line is the last password change. So it is the date that we did the password change. So the password expiry is the date that the password get expired. For this user, it is never, but we can set the date to expire the password. Then the password inactive. Now when the password is expired, there's a grace period given to activate the password. So if we are unable to activate within the given period, the account gets locked. So the password inactive is the number of days after the password expired that the account gets disabled. Here the value 0 means there is no minimum password age. The maximum number of days between the password change is maximum number of days the password is valid. After these days are over, first it will send a warning before 7 days, and then if nothing happens, the password will get expired. And after the inactive period, then the account would be expired. So the next one is to create a user with password expiry date. In the same way, we can set the expiry date for the password as well. So this is a highly important task if we are working in an organization. Now very recently I had a security audit and found that the password expiry is not set for user in a critical Linux server. So it led to issue a NCR treating as a major security threat. So here in this example, we will set an account with the password expiry for 45 days. So we'll create a user using the useradd command. The user is techpass. And we will use the chage command with the capital M option, and we can specify the number of days that is required for the password expire. So we'll set it as 45 and the user techpass. Now if we type chage with the -L option to list down the password information of the techpass user, of course with the sudo access, you can see the password expiry is set to 15th of August. So today is 1st of July and the password will get expired after 45 days, that is 15th of August. Now if you run cat etc passwd grep techpass, it's ECT, it's not ECT but ETC. So you can see the fifth field is blank. So the fifth field contains the additional information about the user account. So there's an option to use with the useradd command to set the additional information regarding the user. So our fifth option is to add the user with custom comments. So the command is sudo useradd. We use the -c option. Then the additional information that we need to give. We'll say this is a demo user. Now if there are spaces in the text that we enter, we can always use double quotes, and if it is a single word, we can ignore the double quotes. Then the username take add. Now I have written down the two commands to get the details of the TechCat user. So the first command is using the cat that we are familiar with, and the second command is the tail command. The tail command shows the number of lines from the end of the file. So what 1 means, it will display the last line. If it is 2, it will display the last 2 lines. So the results are same. So the fifth field is set with the text that we entered. So that is the additional information regarding the user. So instead of this long cat command, we can always use the tail command. Now if we type ps, it will show us the shell that we are running is bash. So all the users that we are creating will get the default shell. But we can assign a separate shell for a user when we are creating it. So our next command is to create a user and assign a login shell in Linux. So we will clear the terminal. So the command is useradd. We use -s option. So this indicates that we are going to assign a shell instead of the default shell. Then the path for the shell. Now we'll open another terminal and we'll cat for etc shells. So this will display all the available shells that are enabled to login. So we will pick this one. So we will give the path as usr bin, then sh, then the username tech shell, and we'll assign a password for the user. Test tech shell abcd for the password. Now we will log into the tech shell user. So su minus tech shell. Now we have logging as the tech shell user. So we'll see what is the shell that is running now. So we'll type ps, and you can see instead the bash, the user tech shell is using the userdel. Okay, so we'll switch back to the original user. Now we'll clear the terminal. We will close this as well. Now we will move into a bit advanced section with the commands that we learned so far. We will try to combine them and use practically. So our next command is to add the user with a specific home directory, default shell and custom comment. Now we are going to create a user called Apache with the home directory inside the www directory, and we are going to assign userdel as its default shell, and also we will add some information about the user. So we'll type the command sudo useradd. Then to create the home directory, we use the m option. Then to specify for the home directory's path, we use the d, and the home directory should be inside www, which is inside the var directory, and the user's home directory name would be Apache dir Then we will use -s to specify the path for the default shell for the particular user. So it is inside usr bin, then ussh, and we will add the C option to add additional information regarding the user. So within double quotes we will say this is the Apache user, and then the username. So we'll say the username is Apache. So with this command, the user Apache is created with the home directory inside the www. The home directory name is Apache dir, and its default shell is the userdel, and it has the additional information as well. So we will run the command. Now we will see the content of the www folder. So you can see the Apache dir is created, and we will cat the password file. So you can see the additional information that we have entered is set in the fifth field, and the home directory's path is given, and the default shell is userdel. Now we will clear the terminal again. Now we will go for another combination. So this time we will add the user with home directory, custom shell, custom commit, and also the UID and GID. So this command is also very similar to the previous one. But here we define a custom UID and GID to the user. So we'll type sudo useradd, then -m to create the home directory, then -d to specify the path. We'll say it is var www. We'll say the home directory for the user will be techcast, and we can use the -s as well to specify the path for the default shell. So we'll put it as usr bin, then userdel. Then for additional information we'll use C. Within quotes we can type this is a new user, and we can use -u to specify the user ID. We'll say it is 1020 or 1025, and for the group we can say with gn we can specify a group name, or with only g we can specify a group number. We'll say the group number is 1005. So and the username is techcustom. So we are creating the techcustom user with the user identification number 1025, and we are adding the user to the 1005 group, and the particular user is having the additional information regarding its account, which we entered with the -c option, and its default shell is the userdel, and we are creating the home directory inside the www directory, and its name is techcast. So we will run the command, and if we cat etc passwd, you can see the techcustom user is created. The user ID is 1025, the group ID is 1005, and it has the additional information. The home directory's path is given, and the shell path is also given. So the last one for the video. Here we will add a user with home directory and no shell, then a custom comment and a user ID. So we will clear the terminal. So we will type the command sudo useradd, then -m to create the home directory, then -d to specify the path for the home directory. So we'll put it as var www, then inside it with the home directory's name is techno login. So -s to specify the login. Here what we are going to do is we will not allow the user to log in. So we are not going to assign him a shell. To accomplish this, we can use the no login inside the usr directory. So it is usr, then sbin. Inside the sbin, we have a shell called no login. What this means is we are not assigning a shell. There are some users that are not needed to log into a shell. So if such user is there, we can use the -s option with the path for the no login. So it is the usr sbin then no login. Then -c for the custom information. This is a user with no login. Then the -u option to specify the user ID. And the username is techno login. So we'll cat etc passwd. So the user is created and its user ID is 1026. It has the additional information. And the home directory is created at www folder. The shell is assigned, which is not allowing to login. So we will assign a password as well. Now we'll see whether we are able to switch to this user, that is whether the user can log in. So we'll use su minus then techno login. Okay, we'll press enter. It is asking for the password. We'll give the password and it says this account is currently not available. So it is not allowing to log into a shell. So that's all with the useradd command in Linux. You have gone deep into it with the previous video as well as this video. Feel free to experiment with them further and discover their full potential. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching and until next time, happy Linuxing! If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below.